We was fed up with Pulitzer and Hearst and wanted the world to know it. Now, I want to introduce you to my good friend, Crutchy.
Hey, good to see you. I'm Crutchy. I was an orphan. I worked all day selling papes just so as I could eat. You see, the Spanish-American War had just ended, and everybody wanted to read the headlines. So us Newsies had to sell lots of papes. 100 papes cost us 50 cents. Our profit was just about 50 cents a day, and that's if we sold all our papes. Many of us was orphans, but Davy, he was an immigrant who had a home, and he had to sell papes to support his family.
Hi, I'm Davy, and me and my 10-year-old brother Les had to quit school and sell papes to support our family. My dad, he got hurt at work. When the greedy Pulitzer and Hearst said they were raising the bundle to 60 cents, we Newsies got real mad, and for 2 weeks, we refused to sell papes and went on strike. We were not going back to work unless the millionaire Pulitzer gave us our fair pay. Finally, they put the papes back to the original price, and they bought back the unused papes.
Racetrack, yeah. I heard Newsies all over the country railed for fair pay, and almost 100 years later, they're still talking about us. In fact, they made a movie and a musical about our story. Ain't it something? Those kids out there, they're gonna sing some songs from that show. And us Newsies, well, we're real proud of them.
Them streets down there sucked the life right out of the old man. Years of rotten jobs stomped on by bosses. And when they finally broke him, they tossed him and turned the curb like yesterday's paper. Well, they ain't doing that to me.
But everybody wants to come to New York.
New York's fine for those who can afford it. A big, strong door to lock it out. But I'll tell you, Crutchy, there's a whole other world out there. Keep your small town in the big city here. Give me a big life in a small town. They say folks is dying to get here. Me, I'm dying to get away to a little town out west that's spanking new. And while I ain't never been there, I can see it clear as day. If you want, I bet that you could see it too. Close your eyes, come with me, where it's clean and green and pretty. And they went and made a city out of clay. Why, the minute that you get there, folks will walk right up and say, welcome home, son, welcome home to Santa Fe. planting crops, splitting rails, swapping tales around the fire, except for Sunday when you lie around all day. Soon your friends are more like family, and they's begging you to stay. Ain't that neat? Living sweet in Santa Fe.
You got folks there?
Got no folks nowhere. You?
I don't need folks. I got friends.
How about you come with me? No one worries about no gimp leg in Santa Fe. You just hop on Palomino and ride in style.
Feature me riding in style.
I bet a few months of clean air and you could toss that crutch for good. Santa Fe, you can bet we won't let them bastards beat us.
We won't beg no one to treat us fair and square.
There's a life that's worth the living, and I'm gonna do my share. Work the land, chase the sun,
Swim the whole Rio Grande just for fun. Watch me stand. Watch me run.
Hey, don't you know that we's a family? Would I let you down? No way. Just hold on, kid, till that train makes Santa Fe.
That was our very own Jack and Crutchy, Jake Schaefer and Avery Thompson, dreaming about living in Santa Fe. It's got to be better than living on the streets of New York, right? Even still, us Newsies are proud to support one another, and Brooklyn's here and have a job as we are carrying the banner.
Newsies need our help today.
Newsies need our help today.
Tell them Brooklyn's on the way.
Tell them Brooklyn's on the way.
We're from Brooklyn.
We are Newsies.
We are Brooklyn. Newsies. Just got word that our bodies are hurting, facing total disaster for certain. That's our cue, boys. It's time to go slumming. Hey, Manhattan, the cavalry's coming.
Have no fear.
You know we got your back from way back.
Brooklyn's here.
We'll get your payback with some payback. We're the boys from the beaches of Brighton, Prospect Park, and the Navy Yard Pier. Strikes ain't fun, but they sure is exciting. Loud and clear. Brooklyn's here. Loud and clear. Brooklyn's here.
From Bottle Alley or the harbor, there's easy pickings guaranteed. Try any banker, bum, or barber, they almost all knows how to read. It's a crooked game we're playing, one we'll never lose. Long as suckers don't mind paying just to get that news. Ain't it a fine life, carrying the banner through it all? A mighty fine life, carrying the banner tough and tall. When that bell
Meanwhile, the publisher of the New World wants to fatten the bottom line by increasing the cost of newspapers to the delivery boys. Here's Joe Pulitzer, played by Ethan Stava, singing the bottom line.
Nunzio knows when he's cutting my hair. Trim a bit here and then trim a bit there. It's the simplest adjustment can fatten the bottom line. Shaving is tricky, the razor should float. Shave me too close and you might slit my throat. It's the simplest solutions that bolster the bottom line. Give me a week and I'll train them to be like an army that's marching to war. Proud of themselves and so grateful to me, they'll be willing to pay even more. If they're gird on your shoes, boys, for God's sakes relax. Why throw them out? All you need is some wax. It's the simplest solution, they'll see you through. If you're stuck in the muck, you'll be fine. They'll erase any trace of decline. Again, then once again is mine. Just a few common sense gents, that's the bottom line.
The boys find cover in a vaudeville-style theater owned by Jack's friend Mehta Larkin, whom he regularly paints backdrops for. Janelle Sanabria sings a rousing rendition of Mehta's song, That's Rich.
Miss Mehta, you're on.
Oh, well, how am I doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the star of our show, Miss Mehta Larkin.
Doing all right for myself, folks. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise. My investments and such have all gone up so much. Seems whatever I touch starts to rise. I've got men, I've got money, and yet the thing I want most, I can't get. Hello and welcome to my theater. Now listen. I live in a mansion on Long Island Sound. They pulled up a weed, they found oil in the ground. But you telling me you don't want me around. Now, honey, that's rich. Some guys give me ermine, chinchilla, and mink. And some give me diamonds as big as a sink. But you wouldn't give me so much as a wink. Now, baby, that's rich. I get brandy from Andy and candy from Scott. Oh, Frank and Eduardo chipped in for the yacht. I get stares from the fellas and prayers from the Pope. But I ran out my luck getting stuck on some dope. Maybe I was just talking about you. Now listen, sport, this life's too short to waste it on you. It may be rough, but soon enough, I've learned to make do with the mansion, the oil, well, the diamonds, the yacht. With Andy, Eduardo, the pontiff, and Scott and Frank, and my bank. So spill no tears for me, 'cause there's one thing you ain't that I'll always be. And honey, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Jack laments about the strike situation and promises himself that he'll soon leave New York forever. Meanwhile, the Newsies are proud to have made the headline, Above the Fold, and imagine what it would be like to be famous. Here are the choirs singing Santa Fe Reprise and King of New York.
We finally got a headline. Newsies crushed as bulls attack. Crutches calling me dumb crips just too damn slow.
Guys are fighting, bleeding, falling. Thanks to good old Captain Jack. Captain Jack just wants to close his eyes and go. Let me go far away, somewhere they won't ever find me, and tomorrow won't remind me of today. When the city's finally sleeping and the moon looks old and gray, I get on a train that's bound for Santa Fe. And I'm gone, and I'm done. No more running, no more lying, no more fat old men denying me my name. Just a moon so big and yellow, it turns night right into day. Dreams come true, yeah they do, in Santa Fe. Pair of new shoes with matching laces.
Permanent box at the Sheep's Head races.
Pastrami on rye with a sour pickle.
Personal puss on a wooden nickel.
Look at me, I'm the king of New York. Suddenly, I'm respectable, staring right at you, lousy with stature. Numbing with all the muckety mucks, I'm blowing my dough and going deluxe. And there I be, ain't I pretty? It's my city, I'm the king of New York.
A solid old watch with the chain whip swirling.
A very own bed and an indoor toilet.
A barbershop haircut that costs a quarter.
A regular beat for the star reporter. And straight punk, she's the king of New York. I'm the king of New York. Hail and pitiful bunch of wet noodles, Pulitzer's poodles. Almost about to drown in the drink when she fished us out and drowned us singing. So let's get drunk. Not with liquor, babe works quicker when you're king of New York. History, unpaid story, guts and glory. I'm the king of New York.
Meanwhile, Crutchy writes a letter to Jack, reflecting on his experience at the Refuge. Here's our own Crutchy, Avery Thompson, singing Letter from the Refuge.
Dear Jack, greetings from the Refuge. How are you? I'm okay. Guess I wasn't much help yesterday. Snyder soaked me real good with my crutch. Oh yeah, Jack, this is Crutchy, by the way. These here guards, they is rude. They say, jump boy, you jump or you're screwed. Hey, but the food ain't so badly so far, 'cause so far they ain't brung us no food. Ha ha. I miss the rooftop, sleeping right out in the open, in your penthouse in the sky. There's a cool breeze blowing, even in July. Anyway, so guess what? There's this secret escape plan I got. You tie a sheet to the bed, toss the end out the window, climb down, then take off like a shot. Maybe though, not tonight. I ain't slept and my legs still ain't right. But Pulitzer, he's going down. And then Jack, I was thinking we might just go, like you were saying, where it's clean and green and pretty with no buildings in the way. And you're riding Palominos every day till that train makes. I'll be fine, good as new. But there's one thing I need you to do. On that rooftop, you said that a family looks out for each other. So you tell all the fellas for me to protect one another. The end. Your friend, your best friend, your brother, Crutchy.
Journalists Catherine Plummer and newsboy Jack Kelly admit they have feelings for one another, and Davy steps in and rallies the Newsies for a full-scale strike against the New York world. Once again, the combined choirs sing "Something to Believe in," "The World Will Know," and "Seize the Day."
really want a story?
Let's go, boys. Play outside. I gotta set up for dinner. I got paying customers and needed the tables.
Come on, we got Newsies to visit.
You won't be shooting us off when we get our mugs in the papes.
And the world will know we've been keeping score. Either they gives us our rights or we gives them a war. We've been down too long and we paid our dues. And the things we do today will be tomorrow's news. And the die is cast and the torch is passed and the roar will rise. The streets will grow and the face will grow and so the world will feel the fire and finally know. Now is the time to seize the day. Now is the time to seize the day. Answer the call and don't delay. Answer the call and don't delay. Wrongs will be righted if we're united. Let us seize the day. Now let him hear it loud and clear. Now let him hear it loud and clear. Like it or not, we're drawing near. Like it or not, we're drawing near. Proud and defiant, we'll slay the giants. Judgment Day is here. House into Harlem. Look what's begun. One for all and all for one. House into Harlem. Look what's begun. One for all and all for one. One for all for one.
Catherine is inspired by Jack's leadership and artistic abilities and sees the Newsies Strike as an opportunity to see as more serious journalists, something she struggles with because of society's views of women, and decides to cover the protest. Please welcome Olivia Vezerit singing Watch What Happens.
Write what you know, so they say. All I know is I don't know what to write or the right way to write it. This is big, lady, don't screw it up. This is not some little vaudeville I'm reviewing. Poor little kids versus rich, greedy, sour pusses. Ha! It's a cinch. It could practically write itself. And let's pray it does, because as I may have mentioned, I have no clue what I'm doing. Am I insane? This is what I've been waiting for. Well, that plus the screaming of 10 angry editors. A girl? Is that a girl? How the hell? Is that even legal? Look, just go and get her. Not only that, there's a story behind the story. Thousands of children exploited, invisible. Speak up, take a stand, and there's someone to write about it. That's how things get better. Give life's little guy some ink, and when it dries, you watch what happens. Those kids will live and breathe right on the page, and once they're center stage, you watch what happens. And who's there with her camera and her pen as boys turn into men? They'll storm the gates and then just watch what happens when they do. Picture picture a handsome, heroically charismatic, plain-spoken, no, nothing skirt-chasing, cocky little son of a. Lie down with dogs and you'll wake up with a raise and a promotion. So he's a flirt, a complete egomaniac. The fact is he's also the face of the strike. What a face. Face the fact. That's a face that could save us all from sinking in the ocean. Like someone said, power tends to corrupt, and absolute power, wait, corrupts. Absolutely, that is genius! But give me some time, I'll be twice as good as that. 6 months from never. Just look around at the world we're inheriting and think of the one we'll create. Their mistake is they got old. That is not a mistake we'll be making. No, sir, we'll stay young forever. Give these kids and me this brand new century and watch what happens. And these kids will live and breathe right on the page, and once they're center stage, you watch what happens. But all I know is nothing happens if you just give in. It can't be any worse than how it's been. And it just so happens that we just might win. So whatever happens, let's begin.
Motivated once again, Jack and Catherine print their own papes and send it to Governor Theodore Roosevelt, who arrives in full support of the Newsies cause. Pulitzer has no choice but to compromise with the Newsies if he wants to stay in business.
The Newsboys' strike of 1899 worked, but more importantly, it set precedent over youth all over the country that could affect change if they worked hard enough. 120 years later, the Newsies are an example to us teenagers who are capable of incredible things. And if we just apply ourselves with our passions and actions, we may just shape history, maybe get even a musical written about us. Please enjoy our closing song, Once and For All.
As we're camped out of sight, but no more. In a few hours, by dawn's early light, we'll be ready to fight us a war. Joe, you can stop counting sheep. We're gonna sing you to sleep.
You got your thugs with their sticks and their slugs, yeah, but we got a promise to keep. Once and for all, if they don't mind their manners, we'll bleed up. Bleed up. Once and for all, we won't carry no banners that don't spell freedom. Finally, we're raising the stakes. This time, whatever it takes. This time, the union awaits. Once and for all.
Thank you very much. The power of youth. Didn't they do a great job? Couple people to thank. I'd like to thank our guest musicians. We have 2 alumni who are music students at UW-Madison, Soren Davik and Jet Bailey. Also, our very dear Farrah Bodden and Tadasana Hernandez. I do want to give one little special thank you to Jake Schaefer, who had to learn a song because somebody else was sick today. So, great job, Jake. Thank you. We have lots more great music coming up this weekend. We have 21 show choirs from around the Midwest coming to our show choir competition. And guess what? If you'd like to volunteer, we have a couple spots available. And Michelle Miller is going to be out in the cafeteria if you'd just like to donate some hours of just even pouring water for kids after they're finished performing. So something really easy, but we still need a few more slots fulfilled. We also like to invite you back here in just 8 weeks for Mary Poppins, and we are really, really having a good time with that one. So thank you for sharing this great night with us, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.